Hello everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. And wait, why am I in the VIB? Don't these usually start on the main menu? Wait, did Pass Me mess up? Pass Me, explain what's going on. Why are we in the VIB? Okay, so I might have forgotten to start recording until this point, but in my defense, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Okay, well, did we miss anything important? It's fine. You just missed me fumbling around to make sure that the save was, the correct one. Okay. And, building this lander up to this point. Yeah. And don't worry, I remembered this. That's good. Anyways, I'm, not done building it, so you can watch the rest of the build process, now. Alright. Well, besides that little hiccup from last me, I'm sure there won't be any more hiccups in this episode, like forgetting something, but as you can see, I'm, putting in cargo for the lander and, just finishing up this general first part of the stage design. Yeah, I'm very good at commentary, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, last episode I unlocked some bigger parts, so I'm just, immediately using them fully, like the, bigger cockpit, so God, don't clip that out of context. But yeah, bigger cockpit to, facilitate more crew. I've got a bunch of science in the cargo there. Got better landing gear. Yeah, mostly just the bigger rocket parts. Yeah, I don't have like the best engine for a first stage yet though, so I will unlock it later this episode, but I don't have it right now. Yeah, you can just see me realizing that I won't have enough thrust weight ratio to get off the ground, so I just add those. Overall, I'd say this rocket design ends up turning out pretty well, except for one crucial, critical, super major flaw, which definitely won't come up later in the video. There's definitely not like one big thing that's wrong with this rocket. But yeah, just adding in some RCS now, struggling where to put it so that it doesn't like conflict with any ladders or anything. But yeah, just putting them in, and then once these are done, I'll put in those monopropellant tanks and then struts and some extra solar panels, and oh yeah, there's batteries inside the part with the science, so that's fine. But yeah, just shredding everything up now, and I don't have Separatrons yet, so but luckily nothing bad happens from that. Although there is definitely something bad that happens from, lack of Delta V. Big generic science lander to the moon. It definitely won't run out of anything important like Delta V. I wonder how many more times I could say, like, subtly foreshadow what's gonna happen. But yeah. Anyways, we're going out to the launch pad now. It's a beautiful sunrise? Yeah, it's a beautiful sunrise. Ignition, oh my god, my eyes! Ah! Yeah, when I played this, I was in the process of launching this. I did not expect those boosters to be so bright. It genuinely blinded me for a moment. I hope you weren't watching this in a dark room. Yeah, this is something. But we're headed into orbit now. Something exploded, but I'm pretty sure it was just a nose cone on one of the boosters. Get on a nice view. And then soon we'll be in orbit? Or not orbit. We will be in orbit eventually, but not when this stage disconnects. After it disconnects, we will be. And yep, there goes the first stage from the second stage. Just thrusting nice. I haven't done commentary on one of these videos in a while. Like, it's been months. Yeah. And if you're wondering why it's been so long, I lost interest in doing it for a bit. Went somewhere that stressed me out a lot, and Now I'm back making one of these videos because I felt like it. I'm a great YouTuber. Hit subscribe and like the video for more epic content. But now we're officially in orbit, and I'm making a save. Curb orb. With Munship. And now, just preparing to go to the Mun. Try to, save any Delta V I can. Man, I sure hope I packed enough of that. Yeah, it's just a lot of fiddling with maneuvers. Eventually I find one that's pretty good. And, then I could just go over there. Oh, I'm making another save because you can't have enough saves. And ignition again. There's been tons of ignitions, and now we're going to the final stage. I sure hope we don't run out of any of that 2,000 meters per second. That would suck. Now, Bud encounter, saving that. Looking out the window at Kerbin. With Bob and Bill in there. And flying out to the Mun. Look at that. And, Kerbal Space Program is so pretty with tons of mods, and also it's around like this time that a bug happens where, yeah, I'm looking at it now, where I think it's just an issue with Waterfall that causes it to mess up audio a bunch for some reason. I just decided to live with it. I didn't want to like constantly be reloading saves for whole changes. Getting science. Tons of science. All the science you could get. Science! Hot science for sale! Yeah. Man, that's some good science. Doing an experiment. Beautiful. And then oh yeah, putting everything away and then headed back in. And the reason why I didn't do any science high above the Mun is because in a previous episode I actually already did that, which you can go watch by clicking the playlist at the end of the video. It should be in there. Remember, it's been a while since we've made one of these. I don't generally watch my old content. I do watch my recent content though, because I'm actively in the process of making it. And in order to do that, I have to watch it. Anyways, we're landing on the Mun now. And I sure hope I have brought enough fuel to land and get back safely. I sure hope I did. And I sure hope I landed on a nice flat part of this flat crater. I don't land on a flat part of this crater. I mean, it's somewhat flat, but not very. You can see here. Yeah, that's a big slope. Mun landing, I'm excited. And now we're popping out of the... I almost just said car. Now oh yeah, getting signs, and then we're gonna be popping out of the lander. Alright, and Jeb's EVAing. Because it's gotta be Jeb. If it wasn't Jeb, who would it be? I want to say something here past me. What do you gotta say about this? One small bounce for Kerbal, and one giant bounce for Kerbal kind. I am not good at speak. Not good at speak you are, past me. That was horrible, terrible to watch. But now you can see Jeb popping out and preparing to plant a flag. Because you gotta plant a flag. And it's been so long since I've seen that beautiful 10 out of 10 perfect graphic displayed on anything. Now just write in some text about how we've made it to the moon! And what now? You know? Because they did it! The huge, gigantic accomplishment where humanity stopped, but Kerbal Kai just begins. Anyways, get Bob out to prepare the science, and fun fact, this is actually like my first time properly using these, so I don't really know how they work. I mean, I think I do now. You like generate science automatically, over time, as long as they remain powered. And you slowly get that science until the experiments are done. But you could just set it up and leave it, so that's what I end up doing in this episode. Although you might need to keep a rocket there for them to keep operating, I'm not entirely sure. Because, again, this is my first time actually using them without them failing miserably. And I brought along an extra one that is, like, only in atmosphere, just in case it did anything for a vacuum, but it does not. So I'm fumbling around the ladder a lot because I don't have any jetpack on. Pack that one up just because it's kind of displayed. I'm gonna pack it up later because it doesn't generate anything. Also, it wouldn't have even been powered, so... Anyways, now we've got Bill, and then I time warp a lot so that they do their thing. I didn't realize that one got messed up like that. I mean, I might have in the moment, but I don't know. And then I remember to do this. Beautiful. Amazing golf skills by Bob there. Then get back in with Bob. Then get out with Bill for some reason. And get in with Jeb. Then I, wait until I actually generate some science with it. And there I generated science, so I momentarily pause before, time warping again, just so that it's day on the mun again. Then I save. And then I do this, and then I do this. I am great at commentary, folks! If you're watching this far, cool for you. My commentary consists entirely of thing that's happening on screen, and oh my god, I'm bad at commentary. But yeah, I've taken off from the mun now, and I sure hope I have enough Delta V to get back to Kerbin. It would sure suck if I didn't have enough Delta V to get back to Kerbin. I did not in fact have enough Delta V to get back to Kerbin. Even with monopropellant. So I give up and try again. Make sure that thing isn't messed up and then lift off again. In from the mun. This time I'm sure I'll have enough fuel to get back home, he said confidently with confidence. Once again, circularizing around the mun, and then preparing to go home. Oh wow, would you look at that? I don't have enough fuel left. Maybe my monopropellant will get me the rest of the way. Well, here's the good news. It gets me out of the Mun's orbit. Here's the bad news. It doesn't get me the rest of the way. Oh yeah, this is what the majority of the rest of the video is, guys. It's me. Actually, it's not the majority, but it is a sizable chunk of the video. Which is me desperately hoping I have enough mono propellant. Except, psych, I obviously don't. But man, would you look at how close we're getting. Just look how close we are. We're so tantalizingly close. Well, guess that means I gotta use Kerbals now. Sorry, Bill, it's the only way. Oh yeah, I also detached that to get a little bit more. But now Bill's putting in the work. He's putting in the effort. Bill's gonna get us home safe. Except Bill, is running out of monopropellant pretty fast. And by the looks of it, he's not got enough. So he heads back in and, oh, pops Jeb. Now Jeb's got this in the bag. Hey, Jeb's Jeb. Of course Jeb's got this. If Jeb didn't got this, he wouldn't be Jeb. But, you know, Jeb's running out of EVA propellant really fast. And, he looks like he's probably not gonna be able to make it either. So, maybe someone else has got this. Bob's got this. Bob's been my goat this whole game. I mean, Bob knows how to do this. Except, it's starting to seem like Bob just doesn't have enough to get us back home safe. Man, if only there was some kind of exploit that would allow us to, have just enough to get us back home. They have infinite monopropellant. They have infinite monopropellant! That's right. This is like the least efficient means of getting any... Actually, no, this is the most efficient, but this is also the slowest. Holy shit. Like, yeah, it's extremely slow, but incredibly efficient. That is right. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yep. Turns out, every single time a Kerbal goes back in the command pod, they gain all their EVA propellant back. What does this mean? They have an infinite amount of it. Now, of course, this isn't, like, great for thrust to weight ratio, but all KSP challenge videos have been permanently altered. Or because you just need one Kerbal to get anywhere once you're already in space. Of course, it'll take ages, but KSP challenge videos are used to that. Anyways, this is so stupid. Oh my. Yeah, it is, and I've been doing this for like 20 minutes now, I think, in like real time. Like, this took a while to do. It was, but I'm finally making it back home safe. Back to Kerbin. And now we get to look at a tiny flash of lightning, and then the beautiful effects of Firefly compounding with the sunrise. KSP modders, man. I think every episode of this series will have a point of me just like glazing KSP modders because they're just awesome every time. Every time I think, man, you know, this game can't be better. KSP modders come out with, you know, something incredible. Which is why I'm so glad, like, a lot of them are working on KSA. Like, man, when that game comes to, like, you know, gets to the point where it has... Actually, I don't... It might have some proper game, but when that game gets, like, to a point that, you know, KSP is that, like, that's gonna be sick. That's gonna be awesome. Just staring at the moon and then staring at the, you know, velocity meter. Why? Well, because it got awfully close to a certain number that some people may know, and then I get annoyed that it's not gonna reach it. But yeah, if you're a fan of that certain series, you'll know exactly what that number is. And it was only 2 digits off. And only like, uh, yeah, 8 away from it. Anyways, getting a look at the cockpit. That is a really beautiful color. Like, the firefly effects are incredible. And like, they produce that awesome color inside, from inside. Like, that's just awesome. Way better than stock KSP, which is just O-ring flame effect. Nah, this is awesome. This is where it's at. And then I'm, modifying the parachutes mid-flight because I could never do that in the VAB. Anyways, if you're wondering if this video is like a return to daily, or not daily, weekly content, maybe? It might be. I don't know for certain, but it might be. Anyways, now just pulling the drogue chutes, and then the main parachutes, and then I get to time warp down until they activate. And I'm actually a part of, you know, Kerbal that I've never, or Kerbin, not Kerbal, Kerbin that I've never been, which is the Highlands. So I get, you know, once I get to the ground in 53 years, I'll have a ton of science to do. Oh yeah, I took some screenshots there to use for, you know, the thumbnail. Will I use those for the thumbnail? Yes. You've already seen them there. You know the answer. It's yes. I was just doing some last minute science. You know, gotta get all the science points. All the science. And then taking off Bob's helmet, because Bob don't need no helmet here. And then recovering it. I forgot to edit out that, you know, but yeah, got like 980 science from that, so that was pretty cool. Less than Minmus, interestingly, but it's still a lot. But actually, no, wait. Minmus does have more science points to give than the mana. It's kind of weird to think about that, considering Minmus is easier to get to, but unlocking a ton of stuff that I might use in the next episode, like Separatrons, and, you know, a bigger rocket engine. But yeah, that's the end of this Kerbal Space Program video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to see more, do that what I just said. Bye!